I just wanted to kind of sum up our week because it has come to an end. And there's a couple of things that I wanted to touch upon because I know like most of the nights I did not close off the vlog, which was really bad, but it was like once we got back in the evening, we were exhausted, and the last thing on my mind, like I just totally forgot to end the vlogs. It was just like get in, change into our PJs, chill out for the evening. I uploaded our pictures to Facebook every night from our day just to kind of keep friends and family updated on our travels. And then it was just kind of like bedtime because we always had to get up like pretty early the next morning to start on the next activities. So it was just go, go, go. And I don't even know how I managed to do it. I think I really did just like I predicted. I was just like running on excitement and adrenaline. And it's hitting me now. But like it was so worth it. The only thing that Alex and I kind of came to the conclusion of as we were, I think it may be like our last night in PEI, we were talking about it, knowing that we were going to have to leave and go to Nova Scotia the next day. So Alex actually brought it up first, and he said that he kind of thinks we could have spent the entire week in PEI. And I said, I'm kind of glad you said that because I felt the same way. It was basically his coworker had said that we could basically see everything in 3 days. And I was like, I was kind of hesitant on that when Alex told me back when we were in the beginning stages of planning our trip. And I was like, are you sure about that? Like, that doesn't seem like a lot of time. Because originally we were going to go for the whole week. But his coworker had said like 3 days. So then Alex made the suggestion. He was like, so why don't we, you know, spend 3 days there and then drive to Nova Scotia? Because like Alex has always wanted to see the Bay of Fundy. And that was like his main thing that he wanted to see going to Nova Scotia. So it was kind of like he just thought it would give us like something extra to do, because I guess like he got the impression from his coworker that after 3 days of being in PEI, we'd have like nothing to do and would be bored. And it was like, no way. Like once we were there, it was like, there's so much. And so, you know, like my main things that I wanted to do were surrounding the Anne of Green Gables stuff. And, you know, we did basically get to see all of the Anne of Green Gables touristy things like the museums and stuff. The only thing we didn't get to go to was the foundation of her Cavendish home. And we just made the decision not to go there. I think I may have explained that in the vlog. We just made the decision not to go there because it was going to be an extra cost, and I believe it would be like $4 per person. And I knew just from looking online that it's literally like there's not even a house there anymore. It's literally just the foundation of the house and some plaques talking about it. And I was already getting tired at that point because we had walked through the haunted woods and we were headed towards the cemetery where L.M. Montgomery's resting place is, and that was looking like it was going to be a bit of a walk just to get there from the haunted woods. And I mean, like the foundation was literally across the street from the haunted woods, but it was like, oh, we have to try to like jaywalk, and then like we had to walk up this hill. And then it was like we had to figure out where to go to pay to get in. And I was just like, I'm tired. And we still had to one other filming location to visit after that, which I think was North Rustico Harbor. And then we wanted to go to Charlottetown. and we wanted to go to the bottle museum. So it was kind of like, okay, you know, we gotta like cut this down. And so I was kind of like, you know what? I saw a picture of the foundation on the website, and I was like, it's, to me, like, I just don't care to spend the $4 to see it and take the time to go over there. It was like, okay, we know it's over there. It's across the street. It's there. It's cool. So we skipped that. And then the other thing was there's Binford Parsonage Museum or something like that. And I forget, I think it's like a home that she lived in when she was 19. And that was closed to the public for the summer, unfortunately. So we couldn't get to that. So that's unfortunate. And I'm trying to think. Yeah, so those were like the touristy Ella Montgomery sites that we skipped or missed out on. One we skipped, and one we probably wouldn't have skipped had it been open, but it was closed, so we had no option there. And then we basically got to almost all of the filming locations in the booklet. And we were also on time constraints with everything, because like we were trying to see like all these things in like 3 days. So that's my only qualm. Like, I really do agree with Alex. I think we could have spent the entire week in PEI and made things a little bit more leisurely, because I really would have liked to have spent longer at Delvey Beach, although we did spend a good time like just sitting on just at the bottom of one of the sand dunes. We just sort of sat there and just, you know, watched the waves coming in, and that was really nice. And then we ended up going to dinner, but I kind of wanted to spend a little bit longer there, as well as Cabot Beach and Thunder Cove. I would have really liked to have made the trek down to the actual beach area of Thunder Cove and, you know, walked as close as we could to the actual Teacup Rock. And also, like, there's like a cavern sort of thing down there, like a cove that you can like climb in, almost like a little cave, that I would have liked to have explored. And then another cool thing that happened was during whale watching, and I didn't get it on film because it was so fast, but we were going along the water, and I was just like right at the railing of the boat looking over. I saw a jellyfish swimming in the ocean, so that was really cool, and I forgot to mention that. But yeah, overall, I just found everything is scenic there. Like, I never wanted to fall asleep on car rides like I usually do. I just was awake the whole time, because there's just always something new to look at as you're driving. And I just felt like I did get emotional a few times. I don't know if I mentioned that. So I got emotional as we were driving up to the museum. That was my first time really getting emotional. I thought it was going to be as we were landing and I first caught the glimpse of PEI from the sky, but it wasn't. I think I was just too much in shock. I was like, is this real? Like, it was very surreal. It's like a dream come true. I've wanted this since I was a little kid. I've wanted to go to PEI so bad, and I've dreamed of it for so long, and it's like big check off my bucket list, and I was so happy. As I was on the carriage ride, just looking out at the lake of shining waters, I teared up several times, but I didn't let Alex see. I was just looking out at the lake and just tearing up. And then we had to go, then we go in the gift shop before we leave the museum. And what do they have playing? They have the Anne of Green Gables soundtrack playing. And that Anne of Green Gables theme song gets me every friggin' time. And I was like, oh my God. Oh, I told Axel, I'm going to cry. They're playing the music. And he's like, oh Lord. So, anyways, I started to tear up then, but I was like, Calm down, calm down. I enjoyed every minute of it. I just wish we had the week to kind of do it a little bit more leisurely so that it wasn't like rushing from one place to another. So the only filming places we missed was the Sea Cow Lighthouse, because we thought that the dirt road leading to it was going to be like the one at Cape Tryon. And Alex was like, I don't want to deal with that whole situation again. I don't want to ruin the car. Like, I don't want to do any damage to the car. And he already got us like phenomenal discounts on the rental because he works for the rental company. And like, he not only got the employee discount, but usually the employee discount would not cover the one-way fee. So like, we were getting the car in Charlottetown, PEI, and dropping it off in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And so usually you would have to pay $200 to do that, because usually they expect you to return it to the same location. He spoke to someone at head office, and they spoke to someone that they knew in PEI and managed to get that fee waived for us. So we saved $200 plus the discount we got. Plus, on top of that, usually with his employee discount, we wouldn't get unlimited kilometers. We would only get 300 kilometers. And no joke, guys, when we returned our car, and they gave us the printout that told us how many kilometers we drove, it was like 1,900 kilometers. We did that much driving. So it was like, whoa, like we would have had big time fees there, but he somehow got a deal again through his work, basically got us unlimited kilometers, which was fantastic. So we decided against that. I kind of wish we had tried it though, because I think from what I'm reading online, I don't think it was I don't think the road was totally like the Cape Tryon one. And a lot of people say that they go to the Sea Cow Lighthouse before they leave the island, because it gives them a really good view of the ocean and the Confederation Bridge and the red cliffs and everything. And like the pictures that I've seen of it look gorgeous. But we were really nervous to attempt it. So we did that, and we were originally supposed to go to the Joggins Fossil Cliffs in Nova Scotia on the first day to see the Bay of Fundy there. And like, when apparently in that area, when when the tide is low, you can see fossils from, you know, thousands of years ago. And we wanted to do that, but we ended up not making it in time, because by the time we got up to, well, we were going to just go to the Shop and Play to do the Anne of Green Gables pictures, and then we were going to leave from there. But silly me, I decided, I was like, oh, this shop that Wendy from Weeby Babies found a crocheted Anne of Green Gables at this craft store. I was like, oh, you know what? It's only like 12 minutes away from the Shop and Play, but it ended up being more like 15 minutes away, I think, from it. So we drove an extra 15 minutes past the Shop and Play to go to that shop, and they were all sold out of the Anne of Green Gables crocheted things. But the lady has a shop on Etsy, so I can get one from there if I want. But it ended up being okay though, because we ended up eating lunch there, and we really would have had to have stopped for lunch at some point anyway. So I don't know, like, so basically I would say, other than eating, it took an extra 30 minutes because we had to drive there and then back to the thing. So yeah, so anyways, because of that, by the time we got near Joggins, we would have arrived at Joggins Fossil Cliffs at 4:30 p.m. and they closed at 4 because they obviously can't, there's only a small window where the tide is low enough to go in there. So I kind of felt bad for doing that, because I guess we were hoping to get there like around 2:33. So I kind of felt bad for doing that, but we would have had to stop to eat anyways, so we may have not made it anyway because we were not taking that into consideration that we would need to stop for lunch because, yeah, like we were just going by what Google Maps said it would take us to get to Joggins, and we weren't even considering like that we'd have to stop to eat somewhere. So I don't know that we would have made it anyway, but I kind of felt bad about that. But at least we did get to see the Bay of Fundy at low tide the next day anyway. So that was fine, and Alex was quite happy with that. And we kind of realized we probably wouldn't have been able to do Joggins Fossil Cliffs anyways because it said on the website that you needed to have proper footwear because it can be muddy, obviously, because everything that you'd be walking on was at one point underwater just hours before. And so it could be muddy, and we didn't have like rain boots or anything with us. So we weren't really prepared for it. So it was okay. Like we were okay with the fact that we missed it as long as we still saw the Bay of Fundy, which we did. So that was fine. And then actually our whale watching trip was on the Bay of Fundy. So we actually were like the ocean in the Bay of Fundy on the last day. So that was good. So yeah, just overall, not that we didn't like Nova Scotia, but we didn't get to see as much of Nova Scotia as we did PEI just because of the things that we had planned in Nova Scotia were longer drives to get to. So we didn't get to see as much, and I kind of felt like, you know, Nova Scotia was pretty and all, and we did see some beautiful sights, but it wasn't the same as PEI. Like when we were driving on the highway, I actually fell asleep on the way to the whale watching because everywhere was just basically trees, trees, trees. There was the odd place that had a lot of rocks, which I filmed. There were some parts that had red dirt or sand. And there were the odd thing that had like rolling hills and stuff like similar to PEI. But overall, it was just trees, trees, trees. So it was kind of not the same. Like I wasn't like, ooh, I gotta like see everything. So overall, both of us loved PEI more. And we both want to go back. We want to go back. Not sure when we'll go back, but we want to go back. Because we want to go back and we want to spend more time seeing some other things that we didn't get to see. There's some other beaches that we would have liked to have had time to visit. So I think the next time we go, we just want to do it more leisurely. We'll probably do a week and we can just take our time. Like I'd love to go back to Thunder Cove and actually explore the beach itself. And just take our time on the beaches and just like enjoy the different beaches and just walk out as far as we want to walk out and explore more than just like the general vicinity of where you enter each beach. Because that's basically all we did was like we would enter the beach and just stay right towards the area where you enter the beach because we didn't have time to walk like really far out and see other parts of the beaches. So I think the next time we go, it would just be like more focusing on like seeing the beaches and stuff like that. And probably the other filming locations that we didn't get to see, like we didn't go to the mill because there was like literally like just one little road that Anne and Diana walk on there. So to me, it wasn't that big of a deal to miss it, but we could always go there the next time. And maybe we could try Sea Cow Lighthouse. And then also, there was another place, Basin Head Harbor or something like that, that we missed. But I wasn't really keen on going there because it really was mostly from like Road to Avonlea, I think. So it wasn't a big deal to me. But we were originally wanting to go to the Basin Head Beach to see the Singing Sands, but it was going to be a long drive to get there, and we just didn't want to. We changed our mind. We didn't want to do it. Like, Alex was the one that originally wanted to go there, and he was like, you know what? I don't really want to like drive that far. And really, like, it's not guaranteed that the sands are going to sing when you walk on them. It all depends on the climate at the time and like the weather, and like there has to be perfect conditions for it to happen. So he was like, I don't really want to drive all that way, and then we get there and then like it doesn't make a sound, and it's kind of like we just spent all that time driving there for nothing. So we didn't do that. But yes, overall we loved it. We had a wonderful time, other than me getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. As you can see, I've got bites on my scalp, 3 on my forehead. My legs are a mess, although they're getting a little bit better today. But they're just a mess. So, but other than that, we had a wonderful time. I wish the weather was a little bit better in Nova Scotia, because our first full day there, it was raining. And then when we went whale watching, it was really cold, really windy, overcast, and foggy. So our view was kind of obscured sometimes because of the fog. Riley's already settling back in. And yeah, I loved it. And I will say it again, both of us, our favorite was PEI. We definitely want to return and see more than what we got to see. Not to say like we're disappointed, like we're not. We saw a lot, and I am like ecstatic that I got to see pretty much every filming location. That was a dream come true. And to see Green Gables and to learn more about the author was amazing. Like, to find out that she loved cats and scrapbooking as well as writing is like me. And I feel like, even though totally different time period to what I grew up in, I feel like a connection, like her imagination, finding imaginary friends in the reflection of the bookcase, is something that I would do as a kid. Like, I read that she thought her imaginary friends in the bookcase like lived in a fairyland. And I mean, that's so me when I was a kid. Like, I was into fairies and all that stuff. And her loving cats, and I love cats, and I love scrapbooking, and she loved scrapbooking. Like, it was so cool to actually get to see the scrapbooks, like some of the scrapbook pages that she did. And just to think that, wow, like scrapbooking has been around that long. That's incredible. So hopefully we can go back. It might not be for another couple of years, so we can like save up for it and all of that. I also would like to have had time to explore Stanley Bridge area a little bit more, to maybe try to find more of where they filmed on there, because I feel like there was another area that maybe was like further down the river, but we didn't have time to walk to it. Also, the new London Lighthouse, I have, since we've been home, looked up and found out there was another way we could have actually got right up to the lighthouse. There was another road we could have taken, and then from there was a path. There's a pathway that you walk that leads you to the beach, and then from the beach you can walk over to where the lighthouse is. So we didn't know that. It was very hard to navigate via GPS. And we wouldn't have had time anyways to walk the length of the beach that you needed to walk to get to the lighthouse anyways. So that's something I'd like to do the next time. And also the North Rustico Harbor. It was a little difficult to try and figure out. I kind of knew where they filmed Matthew and Anne's carriage ride because the background was exactly what we were looking at. But I couldn't see any red dirt roads, and I wasn't sure again about walking in the tall grass. And then there was someone's house there, and I thought it looked like there may be a way to get to the water's edge from their driveway, but I was like, I don't really want to go on like someone's private property to get to it. So I don't know if we would return there to try and find it and like spend a little more time to get to it, or we would just say forget it. But I would like to try and get closer to the New London Lighthouse and explore the other beaches. And there's another beach, I forget which beach it is, has nothing to do with Anne of Green Gables, but this beach where there's like a boardwalk that goes out into the water and all the way around, like it's like this winding, from the picture, like a winding boardwalk that looked really nice, but it looked like a long walk, and we just didn't have time to go there or do that. So that's something else we'd like to look into doing the next time. So hopefully maybe in the next couple of years we can get back to PEI and see the things that we didn't get to see, and just sort of take it more leisurely this time, and maybe only see like 1 or 2 things per day, and just have more of a leisurely experience instead of like pack as much as you can into 3 days. So anyways, thanks so much for coming along with us. I hope you enjoyed all the videos, and we'll see you next time. Bye guys.